bass through the dark. Yeah. Another sleepless night under neon skies. Bass through the dark. Bass through the dark. Cold rain dripping from the rooftop pipes. Street lights flicker through the endless night. Mama hearing ninjas passing way too fast. Hoping somehow this pain don't last. The old homies outside by the liquor spot, talking about dreams that they never got. Everybody laughing loud with smoke in the air, but deep down nobody okay here. My boy Santos wanted out the west side life, wanted peace someday, maybe kids and the wife, but pressure came heavy when the cash got low. Now we outside every night moving blow. That's how the city slowly poison your soul. Turn warm hearts empty and cold, and every bass line rumbling through the avenue. Feel like dead friends talking to you. Bass through the dark. Neon tears in the rain, young souls chasing freedom while drowning in pain. Bass through the dark. Smoke drifting through the night, everybody fighting demons under broken lights. Summer nights with helicopters overhead, little kids hearing gunshots before bed, growing numb to violence every year, till funerals feel normal here. One night Santos never made it home. Now his mother sitting silent alone. Old photographs scattered near the couch, while tears keep falling from her mouth. News stations called it another street crime. He forgot his face by sunrise. Never talked about the stress in his chest or how he carried everybody else. That's why the city feel colder each year. Too many lost souls disappear. And when the subwoofer shake through the dark, you can feel ghosts moving through the park. Rain hit the pavement, smoke fill the sky. Another young king gone, another mother cry. Rain hit the pavement, smoke fill the sky. Another young king gone, another mother cry. Bass through the dark. Through the blocks I survived, thinking how many real ones lost their lives. Truth is, most of us was just scared kids trying to survive places toxic as this. And behind every gangster usually fear, hidden underneath smoke and tears. That's why the nights still echo in my sleep. Some scars buried too deep, so this for every lost soul in despair. Breathing smoke mixed with midnight air, and every mother still praying above, hoping someday these streets show love. Bass through the dark, neon tears in the rain, young souls chasing freedom while drowning in pain. Bass through the dark, smoke drifting through the night, everybody fighting demons under broken lights. Street lights. Walk through smoke. Walk through smoke. Yeah. Rain hit the pavement while the city stay awake. Mama hearing sirens every night to daybreak. Old homies outside with smoke in they lungs, talking about losses while they carrying guns. Young kids growing fast around violence and stress, learning real early life ain't fair, I guess. Everybody dreaming about escaping someday, but the hood pull hard when you drift away. My boy Emilio wanted peace, not war. Wanna leave the west side forever for sure, but pressure got heavy when his brother got locked. Now we outside, late nights near the block. That's how survival twist your whole mind frame. Turn love into anger and pride into pain. And every baseline shaking through the avenue. Feel like the dead still speaking to you. Walk through smoke.
Beyond tears on the rain.
Young souls chasing heaven.
While drowning in pain.
Walk through smoke.
Cold hearts after dark.
Everybody high trauma.
Deep inside their heart.
Summer nights with helicopters overhead. Little kids hearing gunshots before bed. Growing numb to chaos every passing year. To funerals feel normal here. One night Emilio vanished after 10. Now his mama barely smile again. Old photographs scattered on the floor. Why tears keep falling more and more. News channels called it another homicide. Then forgot his face by sunrise. Never talked about the stress he survived, or how depression slowly ate his mind. That's why the city feel colder every year. Too many lost souls disappear. And when the subwoofers rumble through the dark, you can feel ghosts walking through the park.
Street lights flicker.
Rain falls slow.
Another soul fading.
Another mother broke. Slow through the blocks I survived, thinking how many real ones lost their lives. Truth is, most of us was just scared kids, trying to survive places toxic as this and behind every gangster usually fear. Hidden underneath smoking tears, that's why these nights still echo in my sleep. Some scars buried too deep, so this for every lost soul in despair. Breathing smoke mixed with midnight air. And every mother still praying above, hoping someday these streets show love. Walk through smoke.
Beyond tears under rain.
Young souls chasing heaven.
While drowning in pain.
Walk through smoke.
Cold hearts after dark.
Everybody high trauma.
Deep inside their heart.
Walk through smoke. Walk through smoke. Some roads lead nowhere. Wow. Walk through smoke. Some roads lead nowhere. Fade through neon. Yeah. Rain falling over the west side. Rain through neon. Yeah. Rain falling over the west side. Rain falling. Neon lights glowing through the midnight haze. Young souls outside, lost in the maze. Mama at the sink, hearing sirens again, praying the sun don't become another headline. Old low riders drifting slow through the rain. Everybody outside trying to bury pain. Fake smiles, hiding stress in their eyes. Cause around here even strong people cry. My boy Victor, wanted music, not crime. Wanna leave the city and change his life, but pressure came hard when the money ran low. Now we outside every night moving snow. That's how the hood slowly poison your brain. Make trauma and survival feel the same. And every baseline knocking through the avenue. Feel like dead friends speaking to you. Fade through neon, smoke floating through the rain. Young kings chasing heaven while drowning in pain. Fade through neon, cold hearts after dark. Everybody high trauma deep inside their hearts. Summer nights with helicopters overhead. Little kids hearing gunshots before bed. Growing numb to violence every year, till funerals feel normal here. One night, Victor vanished after dark. Now his name painted across the park. His mama still crying by the phone, hoping somehow he coming home. News channels called it another homicide, then forgot his face by sunrise. Never talked about the stress he survived, or how depression slowly took his mind. That's why these streets feel colder each year. Too many lost souls disappear, and when the subwoofers rumble through the dark, you can feel ghosts moving through the park.
Street lights flicker, rain falls slow, another dream fading, another soul gone, 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 gone.
Now I ride slow through the blocks, I survive, thinking how many real ones lost their lives. Truth is, most of us was just scared kids, trying to survive places toxic as this. And behind every gangster, usually fear, hidden underneath, smoking tears. That's why the nights still echo in my sleep. Some scars buried too deep, so the very lost soul in despair, breathing smoke mixed with midnight air. And every mother still praying above, hoping someday these streets show love. Fade through neon, smoke floating through the rain. Young kings chasing heaven while drowning in pain, pain, pain. Fade through neon, cold hearts after dark. Everybody hide trauma deep inside their hearts. Fade through neon, fade through neon. Fade, some memories never fade. Nights full of static. Yeah, voices in the baseline. Full of static. Nights full of static. Yeah. Voices in the baseline. Static from the speaker shaking up the whole street. Smoke clouds rising while the cops creep. Mama hearing engines outside past midnight, praying the sun don't vanish tonight. Old friends sitting on the hood of the car, talking about life underneath the stars. Everybody acting numb to the chaos and stress, but the city leave permanent weight on your chest. My boy Raul used to dream of escaping west side, wanted ocean views and peaceful nights, but bills piled high and the pressure got colder. Now we carry problems on his shoulders. That's how the streets slowly drain your soul, turn young hearts empty and cold. And every baseline echo through the avenue, sound like ghosts trying to talk to you. Nights full of static, neon tears through the rain. Young souls feeling hopeless. Night trying to bury the pain. Nights full of static, smoke drifting through the sky. Everybody searching peace. Why the city let them die? Summer nights with helicopters overhead. Little kids hearing gunshots before bed. Growing numb to violence every passing year, till funerals become normal here. One night, Raul disappeared near the train tracks. Now his mama waiting, knowing he ain't coming back. Old voicemails playing softly in the dark, while tears keep falling in the apartment park. News channels called the gang-related grime, that forgot his face by the next nighttime. Never talked about the stress inside his brain, or high depression mixed with pain. That's why these nights feel colder than before. Too many memories tied to wall, and when the subwoofer shake the boulevard, you can feel lost souls moving through the dark. Rain on the windshield, smoke in the air. Another dream fading, like nobody cared. Rain on the windshield, smoke in the air. Another dream fading, like nobody deep in thought, thinking how survival came with battles fought. Truth is, most of us was just scared inside, trying to survive while swallowing pride. And behind every gangster, usually pain, trauma buried deep inside the brain. That's why these nights still echo in my sleep. Some wounds cut forever deep, so this for every lost soul in despair. Breathing smoke mixed with midnight air, and every mother still praying above, hoping someday the streets show love. Nights full of static, neon tears through the rain. Young souls feeling hopeless, trying to bury the pain. Nights full of static, smoke drifting through the sky. Everybody searching peace. Why the city let them die? Nights full of static. Nights full of static. Some voices never fade. Nights full of static. Nights full of static. Bass lines and broken soul. Yeah. Night rides through a dying city. Chrome shining underneath the liquor store lights. 808s rumbling through the middle of the night. Mama sitting stressed, watching rain hit glass, hoping her son don't become another past. Homies outside with smoke in their lungs, talking about money while they carrying guns. Everybody trying hard not to fall apart, but the streets leave permanent holes in hearts. My boy Nate had a dream of making beats, wanna leave the hood and finally see peace. But bills came fast and the pressure came quicker. Now we riding every night, serving dealers and hitters. That's how survival slowly poison your brain, make drama feel normal and violence routine. And every bass line knocking through the avenue sound like lost souls trying to break through. Bass lines and broken souls, smoke floating through the rain. Young kings losing hope, trying to numb the pain. Bass lines and broken souls, neon tears after dark. Everybody hide trauma deep inside their heart. Summer heat with police lights glowing red. Little kids hearing gunshots before bed. Helicopters circling over rooftop nights, while another family caught in fights. One night Nate disappeared after midnight. Now his mama barely sleeping that night. Old pictures laying scattered on the floor, while his little sister waiting at the door. News channels called it another street crime, then forgot his face by sunrise. Never talked about the stress he carried daily, or how the city mentally changed him lately. That's why the west side feel haunted after rain. Too many memories mixed with pain, and when the subwoofers vibrate through the dark, you can feel ghosts moving through the park. Going, blowing, the candles burn slow. Another soul faded, another mother alone. Ride slow through the streets, I survived, thinking how many real ones lost their lives. Truth is, most of us was just scared kids, trying to survive places toxic as this. And behind every hard face, usually fear, hidden underneath smoke and beers. That's why the pain never fully disappeared, even years after leaving here. So this for the lost souls trapped in despair, trying to breathe through polluted air. And every mother still praying above, hoping someday these streets show love. Bass lines and broken souls, smoke floating through the rain. Young kings losing hope, trying to numb the pain. Bass lines and broken souls, neon tears after dark. Everybody hide trauma deep inside their heart. Bass lines and broken souls. The city keep bleeding through the speakers. 808 funeral. Yeah. In the night drowning in bass. Another night drowning in bass. 808. Subwoofers, yeah. Subwoofer shaking through the neighborhood slow. Smoke clouds floating while the street lights glow. Mama hearing gunshots somewhere down the block. Holding the breath every time cops stop. Old homies outside with pain and they stare. Talking tough all night like they never scared. But the hood turned boys into cold grown men. Before they even understand life or sin. My boy Rico wanted out since 13. Wanted fast cars, big stages, bright screens. But pressure hit hard when the rent got late. Now we moving through the night with weight. I seen candles melt in the pouring rain. Seen families destroyed by grief and pain. That's why these songs sound dark and real. Cause every line carry wounds we still feel. 808 funeral.
Baseline echo through the pain.
Young souls disappearing while the city number get 808 funeral.
Smoke drifting through the lights.
Everybody fighting demons in these endless nights. Summer nights with police lights glowing red. Little kids hearing screams before bed. Helicopters flying low across the sky, while another mother somewhere cried. One night Rico never made it back home. Now his little brother sitting all alone. No pictures scattered at that TV screen. Trying to understand what death really mean. News channels called it gang-related crime. Then forgot his face by the next sunrise. Never talked about the stress he lived through, or how he carried his whole family too. That's the curse of the city after dark. Too many dead names written in hearts. And every time the bass shake through the street, it sound like ghosts marching with the beat. Cold rain falling.
Neon lights blur.
Another soul gone.
Like they never were.
Nah, I cruise slow through the blocks, I survived. Thinking how many real ones lost their lives. Truth is, most of us was just trying to cope. Searching for peace and smoke and hope. And behind every gangster, usually pain, trauma, buried deep inside the brain. That's why the night still haunt my sleep. Too many scars cut too deep. So this for the mothers still praying alone, hoping somehow they sons come home. And every lost soul trapped in despair, trying to breathe through this poison air. 808 funeral.
Baseline echo through the pain.
Young souls disappearing while the city number get away. Funeral.
Smoke drifting through the lights.
Everybody fighting demons in these endless nights. 808 funeral. Some nights never end. Lost in the low end. 808 shaking through the night. Lost in the low end. Yeah. 808 shaking through the night. 808 shaking through the night. Baseline rumbling through the boulevard slow. Palm trees swaying while the cold wind blow. Mama hearing sirens from the apartment view. Praying every night I make it through. Homies on the corner with smoke in the sky. Fake smiles on their faces while they dead inside. Everybody chasing cash, trying to escape stress. But the streets leave permanent scars on your chest. My boy Leon used to dream about fame. Wanted out the hood, far away from pain. Started hustling nights just to help his moms. Now we barely sleep till the early dawn. That's how the city pulls souls underground. One bad move and your life shut down. And every loudspeaker shaking through the block sound like the whole neighborhood crying non-stop. Lost in the low end. 808 tears in the rain. Young souls moving reckless, trying to hide the pain. Lost in the low end. Neon lights and broken dreams. Everybody chasing chasing heaven,
but nothing's what it seems.
summer heat with police lights flashing blue. Little kids outside not knowing what to do. Gunshots echo loud near the alleyway. Now another family crying through the day. One night, Leah never made it home alive. Wrong turn, wrong people, wrong night outside. His mama still sitting by the TV glow, listening to old voice messages real low. News stations called it another homicide, then moved on before midnight arrived. Never talked about the pressure in his head or the dreams he carried before ending dead. That's why these streets feel colder every year. Too many memories mixed with fear, and when the subwoofers vibrate through the dark, you can feel lost souls moving through the park. Smoke through the avenue, rain on the cold. Too many young kings, never making it home. Now I ride through the west side deep in thought, thinking how survival came with battles fought. Truth is most of us was just trying to cope, looking for peace, money, love or hope. But trauma stay living deep in the brain, even long after escaping pain. That's why these nights still echo inside, like ghosts taking one last ride. So this for the lost ones, trapped in despair, breathing heavy smoke mixed with cold air. And every mother still praying above, hoping someday the streets show love. Lost in the low end, 808 tears in the rain. Young souls moving reckless, trying to hide the pain. Lost in the low end, neon lights and broken dreams. Everybody chasing heaven, but nothing's what it seems. Lost in the the bass never forgets. Angels bleed slow. Yeah. The rain never cleans this city. Angels. Mama used to cry. Yeah. Mama used to cry when the clock hit 3, cause the streets outside kept calling me. Cold apartment, broken heater, no sleep. Dreams getting buried underneath concrete. Old friends on the staircase, passing bottles around, talking about dead homies never found. Everybody trying hard just to stay sane, but trauma hit different when you raised in pain. My cousin Louis had a son at 19, wanted to leave the hood and chase bigger things, but jobs paid nothing and bills came fast. Now he's stuck in the cycle he hated in the past. I seen funerals happen more than weddings here. Seen little kids already filled with fear. That's why these nights feel cursed after dark. Too many lost souls walking with scars. Angels bleed slow under city lights and rain. Young souls searching heaven while drowning in pain. Angels bleed slow. Smoke rising through the cold. Everybody fighting demons before they even grow old. Summer nights with police light flashing blue, helicopter spinning over the avenue. Little kids hearing screams through apartment walls. Growing up too fast, watching families fall. One night Louis never made it back home. Now his mother sitting silent alone. His son too young to understand death, yet still asking questions nobody answered yet. News reporters called it gang violence again, then moved on like he never existed then. Never talked about the pressure in his chest or how we carry pain without rest. That's why the city feel haunted when it rains. Too many memories mixed with pain, and every car passing slow through the night feel like ghosts riding under the lights. Candles melting slow, ride through the blocks that raised me, thinking how the violence almost changed me. Truth is most of us was just scared kids, trying to survive places toxic as this. And behind every gangster usually fear, hidden behind smoke, tattoos, and tears. That's why these songs sound heavy and cold, cause the pain in these streets never get old. So this for the mothers still praying above, hoping someday these streets learn love. And every lost soul trapped in despair, trying to breathe through the poison in the air. Angels bleed slow
under city lights and rain,
young souls searching heaven
while drowning in pain.
Angels bleed slow,
Smoke rising through the cold,
everybody fighting demons
before they even grow old.
Angels bleed slow. Some cities don't heal. Angels bleed slow. Angels bleed. Some cities don't heal. Midnight echoes. Yeah. Voices through the bass line. Midnight echoes. Midnight echoes. Yeah. Midnight. Midnight echoes. Yeah. Rain falling slow on the west side streets, 808s knocking hard with the heartbeat. Mama hearing sirens from the kitchen again, praying the sun don't fall. Victim to sin, old homies outside near the corner store, talking about pain they can't hide anymore. Everybody laughing loud, trying to act alright, but depression hit hardest after midnight. My boy Ramon wanted out the city fast, wanted to leave the violence buried in his past, but Rick stayed duped, and the pressure got colder. Now we carrying weight on his shoulders. That's how the hood slowly darken your soul. Turn warm hearts, empty and cold, and every subwoofer rattling through the block. Feel like trauma knocking non-stop.
Midnight echoes,
Smoke drifting through the rain, young souls moving reckless,
trying numb the pain. Midnight echoes,
neon tears in the dark, everybody hide scars.
deep inside they heart.
Yeah. Summer nights with helicopters overhead, little kids hearing gunshots before bed. Growing numb to violence every year, till funerals feel normal here. One night Ramon never answered calls, now his picture hanging across the walls. His mama still crying beside the phone, praying somehow he coming home. News reports called it another street crime. Then forgot his face by sunrise. Never talked about the stress in his chest, or how he tried carrying everybody else. That's why these streets feel colder than before. Too many names lost the war. When the bassline shake through the avenue, you can feel ghosts riding next to you. Cold rain falling, candles burn long. Another soul fading, another mother alone. Now I cruise slow through the blocks I survived, thinking how many real ones lost their lives. Truth is most of us was just scared inside, trying to survive. Why? Swallowing pride, and behind every hard face usually pain. Trauma buried deep inside the brain. That's why the nights still echo in my sleep. Some scars cut forever deep. So this for the lost souls trapped in despair, breathing smoke mixed with midnight air. And every mother still praying above, hoping someday the streets show love. Smoke drifting through the rain, young souls moving reckless,
trying numb the pain. Midnight echoes,
neon tears in the dark, everybody hide scars.
deep inside their heart. Midnight echoes,
sounds never disappear. Midnight echo.
Some sounds never disappear.
Low end ghosts.
808 spirits in the night. Blowing ghosts, 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 ghosts. 808 spirits. Bass shaking hard through the alleyway walls. Late night smoke while the darkness falls. Mama sitting silent with the TV low. Every siren outside make anxiety grow. Old Impala rolling slow through the rain. Homies outside trying to laugh through pain. Everybody got scars they never reveal, cause the streets teach you early, never say what you feel. My boy Frankie had dreams bigger than the block. Wanna leave the city before his heart stopped, but pressure came fast when the money got low. Now we trapped in the cycle we hated most. That's our survival, slowly poison your mind. Turned hope into anger over time, and every loud subwoofer through the avenue. Feel like lost souls speaking to you. Low and ghost, smoke floating through the rain. Young kings chasing peace while drowning in pain. Low and ghost, neon tears after dark. Everybody hot trauma. Beat, 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 beat inside their hearts. Summer nights with helicopters overhead. Little kids hearing gunshots before bed. Growing numb to violence every passing year. To funerals become normal here. One night Frankie disappeared after 10. Now his mama barely smile again. Old voice messages still saved on her phone. While she sit in the kitchen alone. News channels called it another homicide. Then forgot his face by sunrise. Never talked about the pressure he survived, or how we fought depression every night alive. That's why the city feel colder every year. Too many lost souls disappear, and when the bassline rumble through the street, you can feel ghosts moving with the beat. With the pain on chrome paint.
Smoke broke in the sky.
Another dream fading.
Another mother cry.
Now I ride slow through the blocks, I survive, thinking how many real ones lost their lives. Truth is, most of us was just scared kids, trying to survive places toxic as this. And behind every gangster, usually pain, trauma buried deep inside the brain. That's why these nights still haunt my sleep. Some wounds cut forever deep, so this for every lost soul in despair. Breathing smoke mixed with midnight air, and every mother still praying above, hoping someday these streets learn love. Low and ghost, smoke floating through the rain. Young kings chasing peace while drowning in pain. Low and ghost, neon tears after dark. Everybody hot trauma, deep inside they hearts. Low and ghost, low and ghost. The bass carry memories forever. Ashes after midnight. Yeah. Cold city nights and broken dreams. Yeah. they mentally broke. Mama hearing helicopters late every night. Praying the son make it home alright. Old Cadillac parked outside the liquor spot, baseline shaking while the block stay hot. Everybody talking money like it heal pain, but deep down everybody drowning the same. My boy Dante had a daughter in the plane, wanna lead the hood and become a better man, but bills stacked high and the pressure got real. Now we riding armed every night with steel. That's how survival change your whole mindset. Turn good hearts cold and filled with regret. In every alleyway carry ghosts from before. People lose themselves chasing fast money wars. Ashes after midnight,
Smoke floating through the rain.
young souls chasing heaven.
Walk surrounded by pain.
Ashes after midnight.
Neon tears and broken lives.
Everybody fighting demons.
Just try and survive.
Yeah. Summer nights with police lights glowing red. Little kids hearing gunshots before bed. Growing numb to violence every single year. To funerals become something normal here. One night Dante disappeared in the dark. Now his name spray painted across the park. His mama still waiting by the telephone. Even though deep down she know he gone. News reports called it gang-related crime. Then forgot his face by the next sunrise. Never talked about his dreams or his stress, or how we carry this family on his chest. That's why the city feel haunted after rain. Too many memories mixed with pain. And when the bass line echo through the block, you can hear sorrow hidden in the knock.
Rain hit the pavement slow. Candles burning low. Another young soul gone. Another mother alone.
Now I ride slow through the streets, I survive. Thinking how many real ones lost their lives. Truth is most of us was just scared kids trying to survive. Environments toxic as this, and behind every gangster usually trauma and fear. Hidden underneath tattoos, smoking liquor beers. That's why the pain never truly disappear, even when you finally get away from here. So this for the lost souls trapped in despair, trying to breathe through polluted city air. And every mother still praying above, hoping someday these streets learn love. Ashes after midnight,
Smoke floating through the rain.
young
Young souls chasing heaven. While surrounded by pain.